Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday with Knockout, where we are going to be chiseling away at 3 projects, trying to get them off of your plate so that way you can move on to bigger and better, new, fancy, shiny new, playful yarn projects and anything else that you might want to do that you've been holding yourself back from because your project load is too big and you're like, I need to finish some of these first. Then you don't find time to do that. That's what this is for. This is a very structured live, this Wednesday Whip Knockout, where we are going to spend 3 20-minute sessions where you can hyper focus on something. The purpose of this is for crochet projects, but feel free to use the 20 minutes however you want to use the 20 minutes. If you want to use your 20 minutes knitting, quilting, cross stitching, coloring, painting, doing chores, at work. I've had people at work enjoying these lives, and every 20 minutes they switch up what they're doing, which is really cool. My apologies to everybody over on YouTube. My mic and everything is a little slow. I'm letting it catch up to me for a second, but it'll make it, I promise. Actually, little side note, right before I went live, my computer decided that it couldn't find any audio. It couldn't hear me. And so I was like, why are you doing this to me right now? So I restarted my computer so that way, I could get everything to jumpstart. I did. It found the mic. I was like, thank goodness. But now the camera's going a little slow. I might be a little kind of glitchy. That's also the high definition from my digital camera. Those of you over on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, so excited that you're here. Welcome, welcome. But that's the deal. That's what's going on. So my camera is catching up. It's in the high definition. Everybody over here on TikTok, hello. You're on my phone, so you get a different quality, a different angle and everything. So if you are over here on YouTube, Instagram or Facebook, and you would like to just see what the quality looks like over on TikTok and you have a TikTok account, go take a peek and see, compare the two and see what platform you like the camera quality better, and let me know. Welcome. Okay, we all have how many more minutes? 2 minutes. For me, it's 2:03 Texas time, Central time. Whatever time zone you are in, it might be a little earlier, a little later in the day. I'm excited for you to be here. Now it's 2:04. In 1 minute, we're going to start session number 1. So if you haven't already, please go grab your project, something for you to work on, chisel on. Hello, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. So that way that you're ready as soon as I hit that go button. The computer in the background, move you guys so you can see it a little better right there. Computer in the background has a timer. It's going to be a countdown timer. And as soon as it goes off, there's a nice little sound that'll play and it'll keep us on track. So if you want to mute this live and you really just want to focus on the clock and your structured time, you absolutely can do that. Feel free. This is your time. I'm providing a service for you, giving you this opportunity to just kind of have some structure when it's so difficult to establish structure sometimes. I'm going to keep my eye open because this clock is going to turn any second. Oh, there we go. 2:05. Session number 1 has just begun. I try to be very strict on these lives so that way anyone watching the replay can come back and utilize these lives however works best for them, whenever works best for them, by just clicking on the replay, right? So if you can't make this time, if this is a bad time for you, or if you were busy and you just couldn't make it, you can always come back to my YouTube channel where these lives all get saved, and you can play the replay whenever you would like. You're like, oh, I have this time, I can crochet. Let me go ahead and throw on that replay so I can have this structure and I can get the most out of my time. And it is kind of nice to just be able to head down, hyper focus, not think about anything else, and just wait for the sound to go off. That way you can just, again, hyper focus. My goal, my job for today is to give you something to listen to. So I don't even want you to look at the screen, really. I want you to be able to just like focus, hyper focus on chiseling away at your project, trying to get it done, trying to get it off your plate. By the way, if anybody finished a whip this week, please let me know in the comments, like, hey, I finished a whip this week. That way we can celebrate with you and just kind of give you the kudos, give you the props, because it feels so good when we actually finish a project, can get that moved on, and then move on to other things. And yeah, I just want to make sure everyone just feels the love, feels inspired, kind of like feels the positivity of coming back to whips, older projects, because sometimes it can be a bit of a drag, right? We have these projects we haven't touched. There's some projects that I have that I haven't touched in maybe a year or longer. I've definitely been cleaning out my bins, my yarns, my project storage bins. Anybody else have bins full of projects? Closets, maybe just like little storage baskets. It's just full of like projects that are just waiting for your time. Like, let me know how you store or manage your whips. For me, I have totes, because having my YouTube channel, working away on, or I'm trying to establish projects. If I can't get the project done fast enough, then it goes to the bin and I have to quickly pivot and find something that I can create content for, so that way I can stay consistent on my platform. And so I have quite a few whips, chiseling away at them, feeling really good about that. Today, I brought to the table my temperature blanket. Anybody here working on a temperature blanket this year, or a sampler blanket, or a mood blanket, anything like, are you working on any kind of like crochet along project like that for 2025? For me, I am leading a temperature blanket project this year, and I have ADHD. I lose attention. My attention span is just very short, and I've always been intrigued by temperature blankets. The idea, the thought, even the concept of recording temperature throughout the year, and then you like have locked in a memory, like something significant, a moment in time you've locked in. And that always fascinated me. But the thing that was really challenging for me when it came to temperature blankets was using one stitch for the entire project. And this is a very long project, right? The temperature blanket is a year-long commitment, and we'll go into that in just a second. But for me, and my like squirrel moments, I knew that a temperature blanket was going to be a challenge for me, because I would lose interest pretty quickly. So when I noticed people were asking me like, hey, would you ever do a temperature blanket? And I was intrigued. My solution was to keep my attention engaged and to keep me motivated to continue working on this project. Every month I changed the stitch. So we're still using the same color gauge. By the way, we have 15 minutes and 30 seconds left of session number 1. You're doing fantastic. Good job hyper-focusing and working on your projects. So like, this is my temperature gauge for this year, all the colors that I'm using. And throughout the year, this is never going to change, but every month it's a different stitch. And let me share with you, I try to stay ahead. So I use wunderground.com so that they have a calendar option where you can kind of like look ahead in time with the guested temperatures, what they estimate the temperature will be, throughout the month. And I try not to look further than a week, because then that, things are probably going to change. My temperature blanket, I'd say, is close, maybe not 100% accurate, but I need to be ahead of the game. I need to be ahead of the ball, so that way I can be prepared to show you what to do next, right? So this week I'm working heavily on May's crochet stitch of the month. So this Saturday, I'm releasing the video tutorial for the May crochet stitch of the month. I'm going to release the stitch card. Got that good. Look at that. It's blue this time. May is going to be blue. I know somebody's going to go in the replay and they're going to freeze the screen right there and be like, so what's the card saying? Trying to get like a little sneak peek. I know you're going to do it. Whatever. Like, sure, go for it. But I'm in the process right now of making sure everything in the pattern is correct. So be aware, even if you do look at if you do go back and pause and look to see what it was, I might have corrections between now and the time that I officially release the calendar stitch card. So where I'm at right now in the blanket, I just finished all of April, and you might be like, Tiffany, it's only the 23rd. I'm like, I know, but I have to record and I have to be prepped for May. Like, so this is what my blanket looks like through April. So got January, February, March, April. And if you need a recap, if you need some inspiration to jump on board this project, by the way, you can get started at any time. You're not late to the game. Like I mentioned, if you go to wunderground.com, you can type in like the city you live in. And so it'll actually get very specific to your temperatures, and you can go back in time. You can go like back to January of 2025 and like see all of the temperatures, and then February, March, and you can print out all of my free calendar stitch cards on my website. And like, so free, all free. You just have to figure out your colors, and those can be something you find in your stash. And then some people even go back years. I've had people go back to like the year that they were married or the year that their kids were born. It's very special. And then they make a temperature blanket. We got 11 minutes and 50 seconds left of session number 1, guys. So January, I got to remember here. I have all my cards right here. So what was January? January was the alternate stitch, pink. Okay, so January. I feel like singing that really old song. My parents were obsessed with songs from the 50s and the 60s. So that's what I grew up on. I grew up on music from that generation, and I didn't even know what current music was until I was in high school. But when I am going through these calendars, I feel like singing that song from the 50s where it's like my calendar girl. Anyone know that song? Raise your hand, say something in the chat. I love my calendar girl. You know, like, so anyways, off topic. So that January is alternate stitch. Then February, we played with a different version of the twisted single crochet stitch, which is going to be very difficult to see on camera. It's easier to see in the tutorial itself. What did we do? So that was February. March, we did the seed stitch / linen stitch, which is one of my favorites, though it did shrink the project a little bit. I love this stitch so much. And then April, I threw you a curveball because for January, February, and March, I was like, these are pretty, well, February, not so common, but it wasn't really like, I mean, it was done differently, but I would say it wasn't really pushing anybody. And so I also noticed there was a lot of flat. There's a lot of flat. And I was like, let's bring some texture into the game, right? Texture. And so I thought, okay, I did the honeycomb stitch in 2023, and it was a lot. It was a lot. So I didn't want to do that again, but I wanted to have a bobble in there because I wanted, especially my newbies that are using this project to sample stitches, like do things they've never done before. I wanted to give them something new. So I chose the bobble column stitch, and it's called the bobble column stitch because it's done in like columns up and down. So it looks like stripes, which I think is fascinating. I think that's beautiful. And I really think this would be pretty all done in a solid color, or if you just flip-flopped 2 colors instead of having a lot of color variation. I think it'd be really, really pretty if you just focused on like 2 colors, where you made the single crochet row with 1 color, and then you did like the bobble stitch row in a 2nd color, so those bobbles would really pop. Yeah, I might have to do that in the future, you know, maybe, we'll see. But I know that some people, it wasn't, okay, we got 8 minutes and 25 seconds left. 8 minutes, 25 seconds. So I did make the error of going from the linen seed stitch, which is a stitch that naturally wants to come in. Guys, over here, like, you're like, half of my head is cut off because the camera's set for me sitting, not standing, and here I am standing. So I did the thing where the seed stitch, linen stitch, which naturally wants to come in because of those chain 1, skip 1 stitches. There's that hole there. So all the stitches want to just kind of like suck in a little bit. And I was like, I love the stitch, but I followed that stitch with a bulkier stitch with the bobble. Now it is single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, bobble, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, bobble. But even though there's all those single crochets in there trying to like tighten up that stitch a little bit, those bobbles still want their elbow room. So unless you take those bobbles and like pinch them forward, so I'll take a bobble row, I'll take my pinch, 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 and I'll be like pinch, 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 kind of making those bobbles come forward, like have the texture kind of push forward, and those single crochet stitches on either side of it go behind it a little bit. Then if you can do that, then the work really lays flat and looks a lot better. But either way, my project, this is the side going from the seed linen stitch to the column stitch. And I know some people were bothered. They're like, it's not straight. Well, if you did the best you could to make the seed linen stitch as loose of a stitch as you could, and your stitches can stretch, so stretchy, stretchy, stretchy. Then when we, at the end of the project, when we're going to make the border and we stretchy, stretchy, the sides will, I gotta weave in my ends, the sides come together and they align and it's straight. So that's where I give you hope, right? If you did this project, oh, Alien Abduction 101, I love those colors. Thank you so much. I know they're earthy, and I love earthy colors. They make me feel grounded. They make me feel calm. And so this yarn, not sponsored because Michaels doesn't like sponsoring people, but I got this yarn from Michaels, Loops and Threads. It's heathered tweed. Heathered tweed. Now I will admit, it's got like a halo. So when it comes to like frogging it, it's not impossible, but you have to like baby it if you have to frog it. It doesn't like it very much. But I think it turned out really pretty. But if your stitches for the month of March for the seed stitch, linen stitch were tight, if you naturally went tight and then you didn't focus on having loose stitches, you just kind of ran with it and went with it, and you come to this project and you go to pull your stitches and they don't give you anything, they're very rigid, then you might have a problem. Okay, throughout this entire blanket, I'm doing my best. I'm doing 12 different stitches. We're trying to make 12 different stitches work together, which is challenging in and of itself. Okay, but you, if you're going to come into this project, you have to work with me a little bit, and you need to focus on your tension. If you just come in and you just go without taking anything into consideration, how tightly you crochet, the materials you're using, then if there's problems, there's only so much I can do to help you. Huge tip for anyone working the temperature blanket, sampler blanket with multiple stitches in it, really focus on your tension. You can't just blindly go at a project that has multiple stitches going on, because you need to be able to have your stitches able to work with you and mold with you. And the only way they can do that is if they're on the looser side. If you have a naturally tight stitch tension, which a lot of beginner crocheters do have a naturally tight crochet stitch tension, then a trick that people have done to help is go up a crochet hook size or two. I have a friend, PJ, if you're listening in, she has been a long-time supporter, long-time follower, and follows me on most of my platforms. She is someone that knows intentionally. She she crochets tightly. And so if I am instructing people to use a crochet hook size like G or even an H, which would be a 4 millimeter or a 5 millimeter crochet hook, she instantly goes for the I. The I crochet hook, the J crochet hook are her favorites. And that's kind of like her natural transition. Oh, they're asking for this. I know I need to use that. So know yourself. And if you figure that out, then you have such a better experience. But the only way you're going to figure that out is if you keep going, keep trying, keep making things, and just keep going, keep moving forward. That's the only way you're really going to, one, learn about tension, learn about your own way of crocheting, and two, how you're going to learn about other stitches and how they work with each other is by playing. You got to play, right? We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes of session number 1. You've got this. All right, so ta-da, this is 4 months in, guys. Can you imagine? This is 4 months. We got another 6 months to go. Temperature blankets, they're not throw blankets. They're not something where like, oh, I'm going to make a temperature blanket. I'm just going to drape it over my couch and it's going to be this pretty little throw blanket. No, this is 365 rows. It's a temperature blanket. So it is going to be long. They're just notoriously known for being really long projects. But I'm doing the best I can this year. My first temperature blanket was back in 2023. That blanket was 7 feet long. And that was me intermixing like tiny stitches with big stitches. Learned a lot from that, growing, learning. This year, I'm like, okay, we're centering around the single crochet stitch, doing a lot of different techniques, a lot of different, so many different stitches that can all be accomplished with a single crochet stitch. And I'm doing that in order to try to keep the rows small. So that way we don't have this crazy long blanket in the end. Strategy. All right, so ta-da, there you go. If you'd like more information on the temperature blanket project, if you'd like to get started, there's a couple different places you can find the resources. One, on my YouTube channel, Crochet with Tiffany Hansen. And there's a playlist with all of the videos on there. And then there's also my website, crochetwithtiffany.com, where I post the blog with the free calendar stitch card, and the videos are in there too. Right now, as I'm struggling, I'm so busy, guys. I'm so busy. I know that I lost my left-handed channel when I got hacked. They have officially removed the whole channel from the platform. Session number 1 is done. Great job, guys. Okay. 5-minute transition has just started. Now, why a 5-minute transition? If you're new here, hello. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope you're entertained. I hope that you are enjoying this. We do 5-minute transition so that way if you were working really hard on your project, that first 20-minute sessions, and you got really close to finishing a row or really close to a really good pausing, stopping spot, just go ahead and get there. Get to the end of the row, get to that pausing, stopping spot, so that way you can then fold up your project nice and neatly, put it back in its bag, its basket, its tote, its place on the shelf, hide it back in the closet, And then just go ahead and get something to drink. Stay hydrated. So important. See, now I'm sitting and now like adjust. We got this. We got this. And if you need to use the restroom, go use the restroom real quick. And then go ahead, grab project number 2. If you came into this game a little late, feel free to, I'll have to try that yarn. You really got it. It's pretty. Feel free to grab project number 2. If you did not grab project number 2, you came into this game late, go ahead. You have time to go around your house and be like, where's something else I need to work on? For me, that's not hard. I just need to look over there or over there. It's a problem. I got whips everywhere. Like I can figure it out. The hardest thing for me though is picking up a whip is remembering where I left off and what I was doing, which is why it is so important to keep notes somewhere. You can, like, piece of paper. Was not intending. Use the paper if you want. Notebooks. There's crochet journals, which are awesome. I eventually would love to make a crochet journal. I think they're fun. Didn't know if you knew this, but wecrochet.com has these. Oh, they're so cute. And I love these. So wecrochet.com has these crochet project planner stickies. And they have all the information that you could want with the dates, project details, what crochet hook was I using, what yarn was I using, what pattern was I using, what was the gauge of the project, what was I doing, where did I stop?
Sure, I understand.
I'm not talking to you, that's why. And the idea that, it's a sticky note is super fun because it's easy to just like attach onto your bag. Or what I do is I will like slip it in the book. So this is one book that I use all the time. See, I have like things in it. Do I have one of these in here already? Let's see. We got 1 minute and 45 seconds left of our break, our transition. Feel free, if you want to start now on project number 2, you absolutely can. But I'm just giving people, again, no anxiety, no stress. This is about productivity, okay? Productivity. So I'll just fill out all my information for the project, and then I will go and I'll just be like, boom in there, or I'll stick it like, so I can see it up the book. Like that, do something like that, and I'll close this and then see that there. And then I can always come back and be like, well, what was that? What was I doing? And then boom, all the information right there. So I guess I could put a link to that in the description section after this. I was not intending to do that, guys. Not intending to share these, but they work. I love them. So if you want to go just to wecrochet.com or crochet.com, you'll find them. I will put an affiliate link in the description section for the replay. If you would like to support me with, clicking on that link, that'd be awesome, but no pressure. 30 seconds. Hopefully at this point you have your project number 2, you're comfy, cozy, and you're ready to get busy. You're ready to start hyper-focusing on your second project. Oh my gosh, I see questions already. You guys are amazing. I am live with you right now. So if you have any questions, please ask in the chat. I know you guys over here on TikTok, I have people coming in and out all the time. I'm so glad that you even popped in. If you're spending any time here with me, thank you so much. If you could give me hearts, I would love that. I'm collecting. I'm trying to hit goals. All right, 20 minutes. 20-minute session number 2 has just begun. Go ahead and hyper-focus, guys. Get busy. But yes, if I'm also curious over here on TikTok. Apparently, they have really cool things with their lives, like flowers and little diamond-shaped things. There's a hot dog. And I saw that and I was like, that's hilarious. If I ever get a hot dog, like, I'm going to be just so, I'm going to like do a little happy dance and be like, yay, I got a hot dog. Like, it's so silly. It's so silly. Over here on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, you guys, thank you so much for being over here. I'm thrilled that I can now capture all the platforms. I upgraded my StreamYard so that way I could like reach you all. And that was my big goal. I'm getting nothing out of this. This is purely a service to all of you because I heard so many people like leave me feedback, leave comments, email me, reach out to me, and just share with me how maybe I did a tutorial that week and they're like, oh, I loved your tutorial. I love the project, but I have so many things going on. I'll add it to the list, you know, or I don't know when I'll ever get to it. And I know I was feeling stressed from my own whips, was hearing all that feedback from all of you. So I was like, you know, I think it'd be awesome to provide this time for you guys. Just, you know, set some time out of the day. I'm obviously, my goal, my job is to entertain you, talk, answer questions, give you updates, all those fun things. I'm not getting any forward progress out of any projects out of this during this hour, but I do this process myself at other times of the day. And so I still like understand how awesome it is to have those 20-minute sections because 20 minutes is such a short amount of time. We can easily lose that by scrolling on, you know, a social media platform. Easy. So being able to just be in here, have a clock going, all you have to do is hyper focus on your project. I really hope that it helps you. I really do. But like I mentioned, you can ask questions. I did over on Instagram yesterday on my stories. I asked in the stories, like, let me know if you have any questions ahead of time. I'm going to work better. My memory, my attention span, remembering to do this. I apologize already. I'm going to try to get this up a little sooner for people. So that way, if they think of a question, they can ask it sooner. But I have some questions from Samantha Stewart. I've got your questions. I'm excited about those and some of the themes that you had going on. Everybody else, if you have a question, please start your question with a couple question marks because I'm going to be quickly scanning and I'm going to answer your question as quickly as I can. I'm going to be very thorough and try to give you the best answer that I can. If I don't know the answer, I will let you know. I will write it down and I'll bring it back, the answer back with us next week because I'm here every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Stick around for session 3. Between session 2 and session 3, we're going to do a nice stretch. Feels so good. And then in session 3, I'm going to announce a giveaway. So please stick around. I know it's like 2 giveaways in 1 month. I have something special that I can't wait to share with you guys. And now I'm going to go ahead and dive into the comments to see. I wish I had music. So the thing is that I noticed, I'm still learning TikTok. I am. I'm getting a little better. Over on TikTok, they don't care if you play music in the background. Maybe they do, but a lot of the lives that I've seen, people just play music in the background. But over on YouTube, they're like, no, that's a big no. You can't do that. You'll get in trouble for that. So when I am doing these moments where I'm reading, you know, and just trying to seek and find your questions, I feel like that quiet time, it's weird to me. Maybe it's just me. Awesome. Beautiful, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. Okay, over here, I didn't get any questions over on TikTok. Let's check out Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I got all 3 of you over here on the StreamYard app, which is so convenient. It makes things so easy. I'm going to scroll to the top so that way I don't miss anything. If I miss your question, please feel free to ask your question in just ask it again. I'll try to get to it. Oh, I missed it. Usually over here, I have the opportunity for you to use super chat, super stickers if you would like to get a question answered faster or like spotlight some kind of announcement or question or information for me. I have actually turned off my super chats and super stickers for today. Today's live Today's Whip Wednesday Knockout, we are featuring a charity. We are doing a fundraiser. So I have featured St. Jude Children's Hospital again. If you feel called upon to donate and support St. Jude Children's Hospital, right next to the comment section, you'll see a little, like, I think it's a heart. If you click on the heart, then it'll prop up a little thing where you can donate to St. Jude's. And I don't get, like, it's just like side, like, goes all the way around me. I don't see any of it, right? It just goes straight directly to them, which is beautiful. It's how it should be. It's how it should go. But this is my way of, I love doing these features for charities. It's my way to take my platform and be able to, like, share the love, pass it forward, and be able to just try to help somebody else out, right? And St. Jude's is pretty awesome. All right, we have 13 minutes and 30 seconds left of session number 2. You guys are doing fantastic. Keep up the great work. Hyper focus. You've got this. Hopefully you've made some significant progress on your project. Looking for those question marks. And again, I see other things, but I'm going to try to avoid my FOMO, get past my FOMO of all the other conversations going on, and look for those question marks so that way I can get to those. Oh, that's funny. All right. Congratulations, Amelia Brittany, for finishing. You said, I finished a book this week. So it's a whip. Sure, we'll count it. Finishing anything, really. It releases those dopamines in our brain, those pleasure hormones that just gives us this feeling of, like, accomplishment and satisfaction. Like, yes, oh, that feels so good. Got that done. Oh, I don't have to think or worry about this. This is off of my plate. Oh, feels so good. Like, all those feelings that you get, those are the dopamine and those pleasure hormones that are being released. That is a really good motivator, and why they say that you should always sneak some small projects in every now and then. Those quick win projects are really great at releasing those happy hormones, those dopamine hormones faster, which again just keeps that Crojo alive, right? It keeps you motivated, keeps you inspired, it keeps you wanting to do the very thing that you love to do. Looking for those question marks. Awesome. Tonight's Crafters Gathering. So I have a membership program. Didn't know if you knew. I have 2 membership programs. I have one here on YouTube. They're called My Loyal Supporters. And those of you who are loyal supporters, you have exclusive emojis. Go crazy. Use those. And we also go live once a month where I bring you into a project. We have some fun. And then I also have my crochet club, which is over on my website, crochetwithtiffany.com. My crochet club, we meet every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We also meet twice a month on Saturday, which is at 11 a.m. for my international crowd, or anyone that 7 p.m., maybe it's 8, 9 p.m. for them time zones. It's a little too late to jump in. And so I have 2 Saturdays that are a little bit earlier. We have an exclusive crochet along project going on over there. We play games. We have contests. It's so much fun. Well, today I am featuring buttons and attaching buttons to projects. So that's going to be fun. Hope people enjoy. If you're interested, there's a 7-day free trial. Come check it out. See if you like it. Oh, Francis, I'm doing a blanket for my 50th anniversary, which is in December. I love that. That is so special. Quickly scrolling. We got 9, or just shy of 10 minutes. So 9 minutes and 50 seconds left of session number 2. How's it going? Oh my gosh, Nessa, says Tiffany, I'm on the last right panel of our crochet along cardigan. Just tried it on, and with removing the 9 inches from the length. The cardigan is reaching around my knees. Wow, the longer part that drapes is longer. Interesting. Interesting. We'll have to talk about that tonight. Samantha says she's working on her cottage core mosaic blanket and granny square blanket and butterfly mosaic blanket and a corner to corner blanket for Boggy Creek and a sunny bunny and I get it, girl. That's a lot of stuff going on. I totally get it. That sounds like fun though. You have a lot of cool things going on right now. Oh, Kathy, hello. She says, hello, Tiffany. Hello, hello. Have you made the sapphire yarn? Have you made the sapphire yarn? Have not. I've not made the sapphire yarn. Have not really focused on other colors yet. Got so many different things going on right now. The goal, hopefully, is to have some new colors before my crochet retreat. That's going to be at the end of May. By the way, I still have 2 private rooms available. All rooms have their own private bathrooms. And by being there on site, which is like a retreat, you know, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait for it. And I am dyeing up some, I'm hopefully this week, the next 2 weeks, we have the North Texas yarn crawl going on. So David from Fiber Lady, who makes my yarn, he's tied up with that. But we've been communicating, and our hopes is after the yarn crawl, we're going to talk about the colors that I can potentially bring to Florida. Heather, question marks, awesome, says, I lose stitch markers like crazy. I know that people make stitch markers, but where do you get the stitch markers in bulk? I know that people make stitch markers, but where do you get them in bulk? Like if you're making them yourself, or are you just wanting to buy a bunch of stitch markers because you lose them often? Honestly, Amazon's a great place if you're buying stitch markers just to use, both the plastic ones or the little charm ones. They got big ones, lots of different kinds. So Amazon's a great place to just buy like lots of stitch markers already created. Etsy is a great place if you want to get something that's more themed or special, like personalized a little bit. But Amazon's also a really great place if you want the materials to make stitch markers. Basically take a stitch marker and you can look up, like the claw is called a lobster claw. I believe it's called a lobster claw. And then it's basically like a keychain that you get, like the keychain pack where it has the like chain that you could do, or the little loop, the little metal ring that you would attach to the lobster claw, and then a charm. So there's some options that you can check out on Amazon. You just got to play with words and do a lot of searching and you'll find it. I hope that helps. I hope that was answering your question. Morgan, I'm currently crocheting a bouquet of tulips for my coworkers. Oh, I love that. That is so special. Bobby pin also works, and you can buy them in bulk if you want a cheaper option. I love that, Morgan. Thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, you don't actually have to use a technical stitch marker. You can use other things, like Morgan mentioned the bobby pin, which works just fine. And some other people use, there's a lot of different options that you can play with. Safety pins that you can remove easily. Paper clips, I don't like. You can use them in a pinch, but what I found is paper clips can catch your yarn and shred your yarn a bit. They mess up your yarn a little bit. And so I'm like, not always a fan. Scrap yarn is in a different color. That's also a very good option too. If you want to just grab some scrap yarn and just kind of like tie a pretty little bow, or something that you can easily like slip off, or just kind of like drape the stitch or the scrap yarn there and crochet over it, and then you can just pull it out when you need to. Okay, 4 minutes and 40 seconds left of session number 2. And then we're stretching. And we're stretching, guys. All right. Linda. Okay, Linda says, thanks so much for all the info last week on the oval rug. I think I'm making good. Oh, I'm glad that I was helpful. Man, that was so frustrating for me as I'm like trying my hardest to answer the question. And I'm like, I know how to do it, but how do I accurately get the message across to a camera and in a way where I'm like trying to show you on that side instead of like me from my point of view. Like I was like, I hope I'm not just sounding like a crazy person making no sense at all. So I'm glad that it helped. I do have it written down as one of the tutorials I want to try to get out. I'm using the yarn I received from this month's giveaway. Yes. So far, so good. I love it. That's going to be fantastic yarn. That yarn that I showed for the prize, that was like polyfilled fabric, kind of almost looked like a rope a little bit, but that is great, great yarn for like a rug. Arrow lover, so good to see you. What's your favorite thing to crochet and fiber? Oh, it's so hard. There's so many things. And the more you crochet and the more things that you try, the harder it gets because there's so many things. Right now, my favorite thing to crochet is tops because the way I need to make clothes because we're jumping into warmer weather. I want a lot of like tank top covers, not bathing suit covers, but something I can slip over a tank top so that way I can wear the tank top, have it be airy, breezy, and still feel like a little bit of coverage going on, right? So I'm really actively trying to make tops right now, playing with different designs. And the way I really like to make tops is where they're basically 2 squares or 2 rectangles that you join together. That's the easiest for me at the moment. I'm about to play with MJ's Off the Hooks, one of her designs where she is doing a yoke and she is crocheting from the top down. I've never done that before. It makes sense, but I'm eager to play with that and see how it goes. For tops, what I'm using right now, I have one top I'm working with my yarn, which is the bamboo Serona yarn. It's looking great. I have another top that I'm using Kobu because, again, bamboo, it's a really good yarn to use for hotter, warmer weather because it's a temperature regulator. It's comfortable and it's lightweight. What else? I do have a cardigan that I'm working right now in the Crochet Club. That's our exclusive crochet along project. That yarn is a really beautiful, what's the word? Variegated. Very beautiful variegated yarn that's 100% acrylic. 1 minute, guys. We got 1 minute. You got this. Hyper focus. So that's what I'm currently working on right now, what I'm loving right now. What's also great about the tops and making the squares is it's got the same effect of a blanket because you're just working rows back and forth and meeting dimensions. And so it's got that calming effect as well. Other projects that I am working right now are things I enjoy. The question was things that I enjoy making. And honestly, right now, I am wrapping up projects. So I am trying to be creative, making the tops. That's as far as I've gotten. But I'm like also trying really hard to wrap up some projects, some commitments, and some other things. And I don't have as much time to be creative as I would like, which is a bummer, hoping to get there. But that's kind of what it is right now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Session number 2 just ended. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. Gonna give you guys 2 minutes to find that good pausing stopping spot. If you got close to finishing a row, go ahead and get there. Or if you're close to a good pausing stopping spot, go ahead and get there. Put your project away nice and neatly, and then just stand for me. We're gonna do a crochet or stretch. Samantha, I'm gonna answer your questions in session number 3, as well as announce the giveaway. So please stick around. You're not gonna wanna just bail. You're gonna wanna hear this. So, and also don't just watch me stretch. That's weird. It's just 5 stretches, super easy, not hard. It just helps get your blood moving, the oxygen moving, and it helps your body just get back to like homeostasis, back to like a normal level, so that way we can keep crocheting for longer. Okay, so I'm gonna stand and I'm gonna adjust my camera while you guys are finishing this last minute. And go. Just you. Cool. Move out of the way. Cool. 40 seconds. And then my favorite yarn right now, I really love anything with a lot of variegation, a lot of color. I'm loving Noro yarn. Noro yarn is my favorite at the moment. It's so beautiful, so colorful. I enjoy making things with it. It is my favorite. I also really love, at some point, I will do something with this yarn. I'm so curious about it. But this is, Louisa Harding is another brand that I am just absolutely obsessed with at the moment. But see how like highly textured it is? But it's really thin. See how thin it is? So what I'm thinking I want to do with this is make one of those, you know, those like see-through tops where you just basically see almost a silhouette of a shirt that they're wearing with that high texture, these colors, and then you wear a tank top, a cute tank top underneath. I will do this at some point. I am motivated. Those colors are too stunning. I love those deep dark colors. It will happen. Just don't know when. Got so many projects going on right now. But yeah, stick around with my channel, with everything, and it will happen at some point. Okay. Welcome to crochet stretch session. When we're sitting, we just sat for at least 50 minutes. If you were here the whole time, we've been sitting for 50 minutes. Okay. That is going to cause some issues with blood flow, oxygen flow. It's also really not good for your lower back. Us crocheters, when we crochet, we do the C curve thing where we're looking down. We're looking down at our project. Usually our lower back is tucked in. And so we're getting pains in our lower back. We're getting pains in our neck, pains in our upper back, sometimes pain in our chest because we're forward the whole time. So just going and doing the opposite motion is going to be fantastic. It feels so good and be fantastic for your body and prevent aches and pains from even accruing and starting. So I'm going to start with our neck. Always love to start at this point. And I'm just going to have my ear go to my shoulder. We're going to go side to sides. Okay. So ear, whatever, your right or your left, depending on which, like TikTok sees one and YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook see another. So I'm just going to go one ear to your shoulder. Okay. Feel that stretch. And then go the other side. Feel the stretch. Back. It's like a bobblehead. Back. Cool. I'm going to do 5. That's 3. And 4. One more. 5. Great. So that was great for the sides. Now I want to focus on like the back of our neck and the front of our neck. So I want to go ahead and put our chin to our chest. I want to roll like a little. I want to chin to chest. I want to just kind of like go like this. Okay. So like really feel it right here. Okay. I don't know how many times, just do it a couple times. Like, I'm so like technical. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do the back. Just kind of have your neck go back and just, again, just kind of, I'm hearing way too many crunches right now. That's concerning. Oh, feels good. Awesome. That was a different one. Let me know what you thought about that one. Okay, so next I want to open our chest because like I mentioned, when we're crocheting or often lots of different crafts, we're forward, like this is all constricted. We want to open it up. So I'm just going to, I love this one. I think I did this last week. I don't care. We're doing it again. So take your arms and we're going to cross them in front, go up. When we get about here, like a Y, then bend your elbows back, like you're going to touch your elbows together. And it's going to open our chest. It's going to feel so good. You're going to do 5 of those, okay? 2. Doesn't matter which arm is in front of what. If you want to shake it up, go for it. Here, do it. 3, 4, and 5. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. Now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do some arm stretches. We really don't do these ever, but I am feeling, I think this is going to be really beneficial. So take one arm, go over like straight, hold with the other arm. Again, I have it, I'm not like down here. This is not what I'm doing. I have it like in a line. I want to try to feel it right here. Okay. That's what I'm going for, the shoulder. And then hold for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. Other side. Pow. Over. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, feels so good. Let's go ahead and do some finger extensions. I love these. These feels awesome. No, these feel awesome. So take your hand and just spread your fingers as wide as you can spread your fingers. Okay. Then take your other hand and gently just kind of put some resistance. I'm not asking you to try to see if your finger can touch your forearm. I'm not asking you to pull on your finger, yank on your finger, and try to hyperextend it. I just want you to put a little bit, just a little bit of resistance on your finger. You're going to feel the tendon stretch all the way down your hand. And it feels so good. And then hold for like 5 seconds and then move to the other finger. 2, 3, 4, 5. Next finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when it comes to the thumb, if your thumb is too close to your, like the rest of your hand, you're only going to get like this far back. Okay. You want to take your thumb and you want to pull it down and then back. And you're going to really feel it like right in the pad real well. So like this versus that. So pull down and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other hand, down, back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spread your fingers as wide as they can go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. I need to drink something. I went to Chick-fil-A today. All right. Okay. 4 down. We did we did the neck, the upper chest, the arms, the fingers. One more stretch. Lower back. I always try to hit the top and the bottom of the C curve here. So lower back, we're just going to do some twists. Nothing special, nothing crazy. Keep your hips straight. They don't move. I like to put my hands in like this cactus shape thing and then just twist my body. Again, hips don't move. So left, whatever, right, whatever way it's for you, okay? There's 1, left, right. There's 2, left, right, 3, left, right, 4. One more, left, right. There's 5. Yay! Puzzle piece. Which of these objects make a "buh" sound? Where are you? Which of these objects is commonly opened during storms? What? Which of these objects is commonly opened outdoors during storms? Oh. Which of these objects are used? Oh, come on. Oh, there. I had to push multiple. These questions. That was a new one. Didn't realize that one. All right. So those are the stretches. That's it. Easy peasy. Just kind of get our body moving. That's the whole point. I'm not asking you just break a sweat. I'm not asking you to do anything strenuous. Just basically move our body, because we were sitting in one position for a really long time. Most crochet or experienced crocheters know or have heard sometime in our experience that you really should move your body every 40 to 60 minutes. Otherwise, pain points start to accrue in your body. And if you ignore those and you just keep working past them, then they can actually create issues. So once a week, at least every Wednesday, we're going to stretch together. Hopefully I can introduce you to some that you really like and actually use throughout the week. I'm also not a physical therapist or a doctor. I'm just a crocheter spreading some awareness and some knowledge. So if I ever do a stretch that you can't do, or you feel pain when you do it because of an injury, a surgery, for some reason, whatever it might be, then feel free to substitute something else in. You do not have to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm just showing you some examples of things that you can do. And I just hope that I can help. But always, by all means, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. You can substitute anything in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start session number 3 while I readjust my cameras and get back to, our normally scheduled program. 20-minute session number 3 has just begun. Feel free to grab your third project. If you did come to this a little bit late and you need to go grab project number 3, go ahead and grab project number 3 and come back. Crochets and Crafts. Hey, Tiffany, I follow you on YouTube. I love your crochet work. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate the love. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get back to answering some questions, going through the chat over here on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you have questions, please ask. And then I'm going to announce the giveaway here. I'm going to try to wrap these up, and then I'll announce the giveaway. La, 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 and what that is and what you got to do. And get to see in real time the adjustments. Ta-da. There we go. That'll work. That's good. Yay. Okay. And then Samantha, I do have your questions over here. Yes, I have them right here. I printed them off because I'm using my phone for TikTok over here. Okay. And then Kathy, no, I have not made the sapphire yarn yet. Not done that yet. Elizabeth, best way to figure out multiple stitch count if not provided. Oh, that is tricky. Okay, so the best way to figure out multiple stitch count if it's not provided is to see where the repeat is. Okay, first figure out what is the repeat and what do you have to accomplish to get that repeat. For example, if you're working a stitch that's like, the names are I'm gonna forget the exact names of these stitches, so forgive me. But if it's like a single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, you know that there's kind of a grouping there, right? So one single crochet and one double crochet is kind of like a group, right? And so you'll know, okay, well, I need to have a multiple of 2 because there's 2 stitches there. And then if I want my last stitch to end on a single crochet so that the first and the last stitch are both single crochet stitches, and it kind of like helps make the ends of the rows straight, you can do, okay, multiple of 2 single crochet, double crochets, and then plus the one last stitch to make that last single crochet stitch. And that is going to be your multiple. Your multiple would be a multiple of 2 plus 1. Now for your foundation row, to establish this pattern, you need to also include how many chains you're going to need to get onto row 1. So if I am doing this stitch, right, of single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. Morgan, moss stitch. I'll get there. And then end with a single crochet stitch. Then I'll do, okay, well then how about multiple of 10 plus the 1, that's 11 stitches. Okay. And then when I'm chaining my foundation row chain, okay, I need to make sure I have 11 stitches to make that stitch work. But then I need to chain 1 more to get me onto row 1. Because I don't know if you'll learn this, the more and more you crochet. Okay, this is also something that just like you start to pick up on it. But the more and more you crochet, you'll notice that when you're working your foundation chain and then you go to work row 1, oftentimes the instructor or the pattern will say single crochet into the second chain from your crochet hook, or third chain, but we never, ever, ever say single crochet into the first chain from your crochet hook. Why do we do that? Why is it never in the first chain? Why? Because that first chain that's right next to your crochet hook is the turning chain to help get the row of chains to fold over so that way you can start working this way. So if you're working your foundation chain and then you want to start working this way for row 1, you need to have a chain here to help make that curve happen. Okay. So if I'm working this single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet stitch, that's a multiple of 2. I make 10 stitches because it's a multiple of 2. I add 1 because I want to end with a single crochet. So now I'm like, okay, 11. And now if I'm chaining my foundation row, I'll need to add 1 more at the beginning before I get to that first single crochet stitch to turn the foundation to get onto the row. I hope I didn't make that sound way more complicated than it has to be. But basically you need to see what's repeating. What is repeating over and over again, and how many stitch spots does it take? Okay. Then how does the row end? Does the row end with end with a double crochet stitch, or end with a single crochet stitch, end with a half double crochet stitch? How are they ending their row? Okay. You'll need to plus that. And then off your foundation row, when you chain, how many chains are you going to need to use for your turning chain to get onto row 1? And so you're going to add the turning chain, and you're going to add however many stitches at the end. Now, if your stitch is like, what do I want to use? I want to use something a little more complicated, like a fan or a shell, right? If we're using like 5 double crochet fan or shell. Well, that 5 double crochet fan shells, when that first double crochet is made, you have to skip 2 stitches, and then you make all 5 of your double crochets in that third stitch, and then you skip 2 stitches, and then you have your last stitch over here, which is usually like a single crochet anchor to make that fan like stop. In this case, that fan is now taking up 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, taking 5 stitches, plus the one at the end to anchor it down. Okay, so it's now taking 6 stitches that we need to repeat. Okay, here, 6, 6, 6. So the multiple of 6, and then how is it ending, or how is it beginning? If I want to start the row with a single crochet stitch, and I don't want to just jump right into my first fan, I want to say, okay, I want to start with a single crochet stitch, and then I want to skip 2 and make my 5 double crochet shell or fan. Then you'll do the multiple of 6 plus 1, which would be the first single crochet stitch of that row. Okay. And then, okay, my foundation row, making my foundation chain, multiple of 6, 24 plus 1, 25. I need 25 stitches to make this pattern happen. First stitch is a single crochet. So 25 plus my turning chain to get onto row 1, so 26 stitches. I know that, I hope that makes sense, because that's essentially what it is. Find the multiple, find the repeat. What is the what's repeating over and over? Find the repeat. How many stitch spots does the repeat take up? And then are there any other stitches additional to this repeat you need to take into consideration that's happening within the row? And then how many stitches are you going to need for your turning chain to get onto the row? Sorry, I hope that makes sense. Okay, we got 11 minutes left of session number 3. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to announce this giveaway so I don't forget. All right, so David with Fiber Lady shared with me that he had some of my yarn that was like left over from the machine. And so he took this leftover yarn and he used up the last, like, he just kind of like used up stuff. So he used the last of the dyes he had in certain containers, and he just like played with like last. So it's like you would call this skein a one of a kind, because it cannot ever be replicated. It's kind of just like a catch-all, right? But it turned out really beautiful. So this right here is the catch-all skein. This is my yarn, size 3 weight yarn, 80% bamboo, 20% Serona. So it has a little bit of a stretchy to it, and it's quite pretty. Because this is the catch-all skein, I did the math, and this hank right here has 500 or approximately 573 yards of yarn in it. And yeah, 100% plant-based, 80% bamboo, 20% Serona. Got that information. Yeah. But again, it's a one of a kind. So if you run out, there's nothing, I can't get you a new one, you know, or get you more. I can't get you more. But this is pretty special. It's really significant. And he gave it to me and he's like, you know, I would like you to share this with your followers. And I was like, that is so beautiful. So courtesy of Fiber Lady and myself, my yarn. So how do you enter to win this, guys? As a thank you for just being a part of these Whip Wednesday knockouts that I do, I try to throw some giveaways here and there, just as a big thank you. Lots of love to you all. I just so appreciate you. So the only way to make all 4 platforms work, I'm going to have you come back to my YouTube channel, Crochet with Tiffany Hansen on YouTube. Find this video. So go to my channel, go to my lives, and you'll see this video. If you need to check the dates, you can check the dates. And then you have to comment, so I can use the random comment picker to select the winner next week. I'll announce the winner next week in our next Whip Wednesday knockout. Okay. The word that I'm going to have you enter, the magic word that you're going to need to put in there, is bamboo. B-A-M-B-O-O. 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 Doesn't have to be capitalized. That's not case sensitive, but that's all you got to do. If you want to add something else in there, like if you would like to say anything positive and then just like end it with bamboo. Sure. If you just want to come in and just type bamboo, I mean, sure, you can do that too, but that's no fun. Or if you have anything you'd like to mention about bamboo, you can do that too. But yeah, so that's the prize that I'm going to give away next week, announce the winner. And it is going to be, I'm filtering out the comments. So it's going to be 1 entry per account. So that way you can't come in and just like comment a whole bunch trying to, you know, sway the drawing. But yeah, super special. Bamboo. And don't put it in the chat. Don't put it in the chat because it's going to be a waste. I can't pull anything from the chat. Okay. I can only use the random comment picker, which requires comments. So I will remind you all at the end, we got 6 minutes and 40 seconds left of this live. At the end, I'll remind you of this giveaway so you can come back to the replay and make that comment in the comment section. Are you planning on doing anything fun for LYS Day, Local Yarn Shop Day? Unfortunately, not. I don't have anything scheduled at the moment. Nothing scheduled at the moment. But thank you for bringing that back to my attention. I mean, my attention span, I've been so all over the place. LYS Day. Because I know like the yarn crawl, the DFW yarn crawl starts this weekend. You know, so my head's been around that. My head's been around my crochet retreat. That's next month. My head's also been around the H&H convention happening in Chicago that I am attending at the beginning of May. I've got tutorials that I'm excited about. I got projects with Volari that I'm creating. I've got my crochet along project that I'm doing with my crochet club. And at the same time, I'm also working really hard on creating a course on how to read crochet patterns that is going to be comprehensive, easy to follow, super supportive and super helpful. So I'm in the process of trying to create a course. So there's a lot happening right now and very, very busy. What day is LYS Day, Local Yarn Shop Day? I forget. Could you guys help me out in the chat? What day is LYS Day? The date. And how can I join for the 1 week free, Kathy? All you have to do, Kathy, is go to my website, crochetwithtiffany.com. Then up at the top, there's going to be some options. I think it's like retreat, crochet along, shop. Check this out, and then membership. Click on membership and it'll open up the page to my membership, and all you have to do is you have to like sign up for the free trial, so that way when you come in, we know like your name pops up and we can welcome you like, hi Kathy, I'm so glad that you're here. So your name pops up, and then if you stick around past 7 days, then it kind of starts your membership. And the membership is only $7.99 a month for everything I provide. And I provide more than any other membership program. Like every time I tell people everything that I provide, they're like, are you crazy? I'm like, yeah, I am. Did you answer my question from Instagram? Not yet. Not yet. The 26th. Thank you so much, Era Lover. All right. So it's wait. I got the 27th and the 26th. Samantha says she's in Utah. That's cool. All right. So Samantha, you had quite a few questions that were great. So you did ask if I knew who Nancy at She's Got Yarn Too, Linan at Nina Knots Crochet, Lynette from Charmed Grammy Crochet, and Juan from the Yarn Addict. I have met all four of them when I assisted in the Boggy Creek campaign last year, or this year. No, last year. It ended February of this year. So I didn't use my platform to do a ton of promotion of the Boggy Creek, but I did make I made a blanket dedicated to Camp Boggy Creek. It was my chevron that I just came out with. Can't remember the name of it, but so I created a blanket in honor of Camp Boggy Creek. So fun, so beautiful. And I met all four of them. They're amazing people. If you could crochet one project for the rest of your life, what would it be? Ooh, that's tough. Probably blankets, because there's so many, it's so versatile. There's so many different ways you can do it. It's back and forth, so it doesn't require as much planning or construction. It's just kind of back and forth. You can make thin blankets, you can make thick blankets, you can make granny square blankets, you can make chevron blankets, you can make sampler blankets. So if I had to only do one, it'd probably just be blankets. What is the name of the yarn bag on Amazon? Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember the name of the bag. But if you go on Amazon and you just check out like yarn bags, it's the one with like a lot, like a zipper top. It's like a cube looking shape, and it has lots of like individual slots. I think that's the one you're remembering and referring to. Then do you think I should get the Volare pillow? Only you should get the Volare pillow if you find, I mean, I think a Volare pillow will benefit anyone and everyone. And so there's never a reason not to get one, but it's not something that I'm not going to push a product. It's not something you have to buy, but having the Volare pillow, which I have right here, it just helps prop you up. It fixes your posture. It helps you crochet for longer. It helps you have a more comfortable experience. And because it corrects your posture, it makes it so you're not, it makes it so that way your neck isn't cocked, cranked, your lower back, it's not curved. And because these things are happening, you're eliminating aches and pains from accruing, from starting. So I would say, even if you're not experiencing aches and pains, if you start using the Volare pillow before those start, then you're preventing them from ever existing, from ever happening in the first place. If you are experiencing aches and pains, then this is going to help make this feel better and not hurt so much. It's going to help a lot with the pain, like alleviating the pain. I know a lot of people that use this because of surgery that they've had or injuries that they've had. Some people, they just say they've struggled to get comfortable in their chair for years, and just having the pillow to use as they're trying to relax has been a lifesaver, has been a miracle. So there's a lot of reasons to get it, but I wouldn't say that if you don't get it, that, blah, blah, blah. No. So if you get an opportunity, I think it's a great accessory to have, though. 100%. That's why I am their ambassador. That's why I do share the pillow often, is because I do believe in it. It helps me personally. It's helped so many people I know. Session number 3 has ended. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching the replay, I appreciate you watching all the way through. I hope it helps. Let me know if you finished a whip. Everybody else, remember, as soon as we come to a conclusion here, come to my YouTube channel, to the replay, enter in the comment section bamboo, so that way you can enter to win this guy. Awesome. Guys, I hope you have a beautiful day. Everyone in my crochet club, I'll see you tonight. We're going to talk about buttons. Have a lot of fun. Everybody else, I will see you next week for another Whip Wednesday knockout. Have a great day. Bye, everyone. And we are done. As soon as I can push this button.